Hey guys, how are you? This is Casey at the Guardian Oracle. What's up? Hope the soul family's good. I have not been on here for a few days. Some really miraculous things have been falling together on the spiritual plane for myself. I feel like I've been rewriting history in some aspects. Some of you might be feeling like that. Hearing came to the past to save the future. There is no coincidences, and that everything is happening at divine perfect timing, with the substitute that there are a lot of lower vibrational deities that are trying to, I heard, encapsulate and entrap the consciousness and instill certain thought forms upon the collective and others that are uncovering and unmasking certain secrets and hidden wisdom and knowledge within the ancient hidden realms. So I'm going to clear this space, and then I'm going to tap in to the energy, and we are going to see what we can, I want to say, uncover. I feel like there's been a lot of things hidden from us, and sometimes we can get blinded by the healing aspects of this journey. And when I say that, I'm talking about, I heard like a covert operation, that sometimes there's so much going on within our lives that it's easier for us to stay centered and focused on ourselves and the things that are going on within, to be able to understand what's going on around us. And sometimes with doing that, I feel like we block a part of the third eye subconsciously that's trying to show us other things. Hold on guys, I'm gonna crack my door real fast because it is warm in my shed. We'll see if that helps. I had a card stuck under my seat. The card was balance. There needs to be a healthy balance, physical, emotional, and spiritual intimacy for a relationship to be sustained. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I've had such a crazy cough. The kids came home from school, and it's kind of just been this one of those sicknesses that kind of stuck around. So now I have like this ridiculous cough that sounds pretty horsey, so I apologize ahead of time. Sometimes I get so into the read I don't even realize that I'm actually hacking up a lung, so please forgive me. I know a lot of you wear ear pods, and that could be kind of frustrating. Okay, so to start off, the energy right now, it is 5:42 here in Idaho, on the outside of Boise. We are going to pull some overall messages after I clear this space and this kind of see where this read wants to go. I'm seeing a path with lots of turns and curves, so interesting. I was burning sage, and I actually burnt the sheet of paper right next to Junior and JFK. I actually feel a need to let's go ahead and clear this space before we get started. Holy Spirit, holy angels, ancestors, beings of the light, I call on you, Archangel Michael, to guard the gates as I channel these messages and pull on cards. I declare, demand, and decree that no one, nothing has permission to enter my sacred space or those of my listeners unless it is a direct alignment with their souls. I ask that no cards or negative deities, energies will attach themselves to neither my listeners or myself, for we are protected and guided. Archangel Michael, thank you for being here. Higher self, I call you in. I ask that I would deliver the messages for the greater good of all and tap into the collective energy for those listeners that are listening and those that will be drawn to my channel in the future. These readings are timeless, which means you can go back at any point and they may resonate. I just want to remind you that not every piece of this story will resonate with you. It might not resonate for you at this time. It may in the future. It may be a past energy. So we get kind of serious here. If this is something that triggers you, just click off, find another reader, and know that I have other videos too that might better suit you. If not, I just wish you well, and if you're here for the ride, thank you. I just seen an orb go over the top of my head. Well, let's get into this. I'm going to open up with a sacred prayer. Te shoro te ke opa e rate ono na e kere te toto te e shea. Te shera te koro te ama e peke te amona e shera te to. Te e ke o te ama she tre tu e be ke o te na e te she. A shara te kere to pe kere te amana ya. Azra ke tro te shera kere to tre mana e kere te to te amana e. Pikerete shorote. So mote it be. Thank you, spirit guides. Okay, channeled messages. Let's hop into this. Again, excuse me for my terrible cough. Hey, Essie. Thanks for joining. Glad that you're on here. I love that calling back that soul tribe. I love that the collective that's drawn to this channel continues to show up. It's really awesome. It's nice when we have these interactions. Okay, so the first channeled messages I got was accolades, understanding the misinterpretation. Understanding the misinterpretation. Pulling up old fears and wounds. Maleficent. Listen up. Untouchable. Old energy linger. Absolute test of time. What is this place? It's weird, my music just stopped. Mark, Jacob, John, Junior, JFK. As I was saging, there's a burn hole right next to Junior and JFK, JFK Jr. Gusts of wind, the missing. Where did they really go? Samuel, Josette, Jocelyn, Alexander, Phoenix, Backlash, Longevity, Yahweh, Chrissy, Chris Ann, and cardinal signs. Okay, give me just a second. I'm having technical difficulties. I have probably 4 kids inside trying to play Call of Duty. So, excuse me for my internet cutting out. Interruptions, interruptions, interruptions. Alright, collective, I hope you guys are all good. Thank you for being here. I just knocked over a bunch of cards off my table. Intense. The intensity of a true soul connection includes highs and lows. Maybe we've been experiencing highs and lows as one of my sticky notes dropped to the floor. Okay, so I made a few decks of cards, and I kind of added to a few of them today. I feel like that I needed to do that for a reason, because sometimes I feel like some of the decks that I have, and when I say some, I have like 80, just don't touch on what I really am feeling drawn to talk about, or that I think about before I get on my next reads. Then again, when I sit down, I never know what's going to come out, because that's just the way the energy works, and that's how the collective, when I tap into spirit guides in the astral realm, when I channel multidimensional beings, I just kind of follow where I'm guided in what I feel like I need to do. It might not work, it might not make sense right now, but I do know that there's no coincidences and that everything is always happening in divine timing for the highest good of all. So I'm asking that these messages that would come out would be for the highest good of all. If I feel like a specific message is over, then we'll tap into something else, so long as I'm feeling guided. Okay, so normally I start off with the number decks, but today I feel like pulling from my shaman card. Right now my left ear has a super high pitch in it. 549. The middle world, number 36. Encapsulated within a bubble, within a system. I feel like with the look on this card, it's in a bubble. And I feel like around that tree, there's a bunch of birds within that. Whether it's a protected space that's protecting this growth and this tree and this lineage. The other part of me feels like it's something that continues to circulate around, and it's a repetitive cycle is what I'm feeling. We've got wind number 63. I heard the winds of change. I feel like there is a shift and a change coming in. I'm gonna wipe off my camera real fast. I have kids that like to touch my stuff. I was watching a reading the other day and the camera was like that, and I was like, wipe the camera. It's my OCD kicking in. Winds of change. Number 3663. We've got 36 and 63 here. Maybe it's gotten a lot more windy where you're at. Actually, right now, it's just started picking up windy, and I also channeled that. Gusts of wind. I feel like new energies are being ushered in at this time. I also often wonder about the wind. What does the wind bring in? What sort of energy is it? It's divine, but is it blowing away or pushing in new things? What is it? Is it clearing away old energy? Air. Air represents, in the air signs, is mostly intelligence, thoughts. Middle world and the wind. Honoring the new unique gifts and energy. I heard switch decks. I feel like things are starting off slow today in this read. Okay, we've got the trickster, a challenge. And that's what I feel like, that there is a challenge here in breaking free from some sort of an illusion. Sometimes when we get on a track of figuring certain things out, or we have a sense of security and protection, that allows us to be vulnerable because we're comfortable. And within comfortability, there is a sense of weakness because it's easy. We're not on guard. We're not. And I'm not saying not to enjoy life, because I feel like that obviously is important, as well as the healing. But what I really feel like is that there's underlining old energies that are trying to resonate within ourselves and our beings at this time. Whether it is old parts of ourselves, I believe that time is linear. It's something that we come up with. I believe we are multidimensional beings, and we are existing on several different planes at the same time. I believe what's happening on other planes does affect us in this physical plane and realm. I feel like there is a huge attack through the corruption that is been seeded and has been seeded on this planet for a very long time. We're pulling out the trickster energy. I heard down south. I here in the number deck, so I'm going to pull some numbers because we've got 36, 63. Those are both 9s. Maybe somebody has been seeing 999. 9 is the sum of all the numbers before you get into... It's a highly spiritual number. Perhaps you're a life path number 9. If you want to figure out how to find your life path, you would add up every digit in your date of birth with the complete year. So mine is 7388. You would add the 7 plus the 3 plus the 1 plus the 9 plus the 8 plus the 8. I'm a life path number 9. Nearing the end of a cycle, a highly spiritual number. Feeling called to tell somebody to look up, you gotta be kidding me, to look up their life path number. There's YouTube videos where they explain about your life path, your trials and the things that you will go through, and overcoming those. I also feel like somebody is a life path 33, a master number 33. Feel like I'm talking to somebody that has a very big calling and is continuously being blocked, whether by their own fear-based thoughts, whether that is their fear-based, or if that is something I'm hearing mind manipulation or something that has been projected or casted out onto you. We all play an important role here. And the closer you get to finding these hidden secrets and uncovering and unmasking these truths about these secret societies, the big GOV, all of the politics, the news, that you're starting to realize the falsities within those, I'm hearing generated outputs into the universe, right? To create an illusion, to create a mask, to mislead, to create chaos and fear. I feel like chaos magic is something that a lot of the collective has been going through, definitely through a dream state. You could be walking down the road and spill your coffee, get your hair stuck in your seat belt, forget your wallet at home. Just that these things will be happening one after another, and it could be a very important day, and it's almost like it's at an opportune time when you're supposed to be meeting somebody that's going to set you on a timeline. I feel like there is a trickster energy out there. We pulled the trickster, middle world, and wind. Maybe you're noticing these things, and when it's happening, it is getting super windy at these moments. The numbers that came out are 333, support. I feel like you're being supported by your higher self and your spiritual team through these endeavors is what I'm hearing. I feel like some of your spirit guides are having a heyday with some of these lower vibrational energies and deities that are on a mission solely to attack your destiny or to stall, stop, or create misinterpretations of what's being happened. I channeled in the beginning, understanding the misinterpretation. Maybe you're being easily misled through your own faith and trust of, it sounds really good. Maybe that's something that, yeah, I'll get into that, because you're feeling this shift, you're feeling this energetic resonance that it's time to take this next step. And maybe if it feels like it's divine, right? There's tricksters out there. There are lower vibrational energies and people that solely aerial view, astro travel, and do mind manipulation on divine beings that are here to create and to intertwine and entangle with others that are projected on a specific timeline. I feel like somebody is traveling. I heard light codes. 333, support, growth, creativity, joy. Seeing angel number 333 is a sign that it's time to focus inward and work on your skills. Discover your talents and use your imagination. Unleash the inner artist. Doing so will boost your self-esteem and sense of competence. It does wonders for you and a sense of purpose and contributes to your community. I think having discernment and the self-esteem to not get caught up in the lull is what I'm hearing of spirituality and the ascension process. To maintain grounded And I'm seeing somebody with their feet off the ground, like gazing into the stars. Maybe a need to be grounded and to be focused inward and listening and tapped in and tuned into the guides. If something feels off, it is. Trust your intuition. That was the thumbnail of this post. There's a small, still voice inside that is leading you. I think that that small, still voice for some of you is getting misinterpreted by the lower vibrational deities, entities, or energies, thought forms that are trying to manifest around or within your auric field, manipulating the mass consciousness, right? I'm hearing something to do with election time, right? And right now we're in the midst of that. We're campaigning. Excuse me. We're talking about 99. Well, here comes 999. Okay? Trickster energy, becoming spiritually aware, learning the lessons, reflecting within. Take stock of your accomplishments and how you arrived at them. This is a reminder to maintain optimism, and drive towards your goals. Maintain your momentum and know that the power of heaven have your back. You made it, and the reward goes to you. Excuse me, I have a terrible cough. But at the end of this card, it didn't say you. It just says yo. It wasn't even finished. I feel like something is left unfinished. The fact that we're going from number 3 to number 9, I feel like there is 3, 6, 9. I feel like there is a major component missing within something that maybe we haven't gathered all of the information before we're making conscious decisions. Ruling from a state of mind instead of a balanced heart and mind center. Right now I got the feeling of fear, contemplation. Okay. I actually got a tarot deck from my neighbor, which is pretty intense. It has some really deep depictions within it. So I'm going to pull out some more of these shamanic cards and kind of see where this energy is going and what we are going to talk about here. I feel like a lot of you are very protected. I feel like you are guided. I feel like when you're aware, I'm hearing Schumer resonance. I heard also, be aware of the things that you're listening to, vibrational frequencies. I'm hearing a glitch in the matrix. So being consciously aware and spiritually aware, listening to your spiritual senses. I don't want you to miss anything, is what I hear somebody's guide saying. We want you to stay on course. Don't deviate. Don't deviate from the initial set point. I see somebody getting ready to leave their apartment in their house and go out the door and have to come back in and get their keys. And go out and lock the door and running, and they're late for a bus, which is transportation, which also represents moving forward. That's why I'm talking about to retreat. Let's talk about, let's get some more energy out here so I can start to pull this together. The inner journey and new beginnings. Prosperity begins where fear ends, I hear. I also have this feeling that there's been somebody who's shed quite a few tears over the last few days. I heard emotional constipation, somebody that's really been able to release and let go of a lot of inner demons. You can make friends with your demons, you know. You can shine the light on them and know that there's aspects of you that that hang on to a past timeline, that have such a resonance within your genetic and DNA system that see distractions that are unable to let you release or transform certain aspects of your DNA code. I feel like some of you have light activations or are going to have an ascension process through activating the DNA. I received my light language through one of the hardest times in my life, hands down, and was able to speak in different languages now. I also draw a bunch of unique things, which as I'm looking at this card, the inner journey card, I started drawing just kind of interesting symbols. Symbols could be very important at this time. Again, my music wanted to cut out. New beginnings, number 2 and number 35. I picked up this deck and didn't even realize it, so let's get this out. Shedding tears. I feel like there's a blockage, though, on this abundance. If you look in this card, it's like a butterfly's trying to ascend up, and wow, butterflies don't really belong in the water. It's like it's a dam. It's like something's about to burst. Something is about to have a breakthrough. You've got continual rain up top, and you have no motion down here in this water, and you have a huge fallen tree laying in front of it. It's only a matter of time until something explodes or breaks through. Seeing the medicine wheel right now, the inner journey, when we're talking about unlocking aspects of thyself. That's inward journey most time is represented by a spiral. This has a spiral in the center, but then also goes out in 4 different directions. You could be somebody, or the situation could involve somebody with a name that starts with D, R, or Z, N, and L. So I say that the lion comes out. Control. If you have moderate aggressive impulses, this is an initiative to control your temper. You are encouraged to explore how to express your needs or thoughts more openly and constructively to reduce the level of frustration. I set that next to the new beginnings. And then I just pulled that card with the new beginnings, and it had the butterfly kind of trapped down behind the transformative energy, a metamorphosis. A metamorphosis that's trapped behind all of this water, which represents intuition. I feel like it's only a matter of time that metamorphosis of your soul growth, or it could experience something very emotional that's to happen, that's going to create an awakening within your spirit, so that you have it's like a gift, something from a past life, maybe that you feel so deeply that you have, or maybe you have experienced somebody else with a similar gift, and maybe you believe that you also have a gift of that, and that is going to help you in some area. I also think for some of you, you're also going to be very surprised about this gift, because I don't feel like you're ready or aware that this is going to come in. This is a flood. Okay, this is something that's going to be a massive breakthrough. That is a lot of water. Those are big drops of rain. I'm hearing drops of Jupiter. Hey, Morgan. You caught me again? That's right. Wade, what's up? Thanks for joining. Yeah, big time solar flare energy. You know, what's crazy is the second night the solar lights came, I couldn't see them, and then somebody was talking about, I didn't get to see him the first night. Okay, so I got pictures of the double rainbow, and then we had the energy system. So I guess when we were at the second night, you couldn't see them with your bare eyes. You had to use night mode on your camera, on your phone, which I thought was very interesting. If it's a northern light, then why would you have to use your phone to discover this energy? I just thought that was weird, and I feel like that, and somehow that ties into kind of where this message and the guides that are coming through right now are trying to talk about. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You are about to enter a phase of expansion and growth, which will be highly beneficial for your future. And I just literally talked about the metamorphosis before this card ever came out. There is a big transformation happening, and I think that this is in awareness, caught in the middle world, an inability to grow or feeling stifled. Maybe somebody recently has received an abundance of messages from different facets of people that have created some sort of magnetization. Maybe something you're going through is your magnet. When you begin to start to realize you're going to pull towards you things that you do and things that you don't want. So with that being said, that's 3663. We're talking about the wind and it being windy. The energy of wind, intellect, thoughts. I feel like some have had some very pure thoughts and some very forward-thinking thoughts and feel like they've had a massive breakthrough with the water card through emotions. Instead of just thinking, maybe have had a release of emotions and been able to transcend those. I'm feeling fear, to be quite honest. Let's look at the energy centers, and then I want to look at the frequencies that are supporting this. And then I want to pull on that trickster energy for the highest good of all. Spirit guides for the highest good of all. Archangel Michael, Ascended Masters, I call on you to tie this message in for the collective and those that are drawn energetically. Stargate, star systems, yin and yang, divine union. I wanted to set that on top of lessons learned. Take stock in your accomplishments. Maybe some of you have had an entanglement with a toxic relationship of some sort, or have encountered your divine counterpart. Twin flame, mirroring. I feel like that there's mirroring going on. The yin and the yang, opposites attract. Well, if you're more above on the light aspects and you are entangled with somebody that exhibits more of a shadow aspect, I feel like that could be very challenging. Just a second, guys. I'm going to open up this window over here. It's super hot in my shed. And again, I probably have at least 5 of my 7 children in there that are tapped into Call of Duty right now, hogging up all the internet. Just a second, guys. I'll be right there. Oh, that feels much better. I think that there's been a release of certain pent-up tensions. I feel like I am talking to, we're looking at the yin and the yang. That's number 17. I feel like when I'm looking at this card, I heard coming home to yourself. I feel like there's been a soul retrieval on some aspects of a piece of yourself. We were talking about this awakening and enlightenment on certain things that are happening or going on around you. Maybe somebody's been super sensitive to energy or specific entanglements. Sometimes I feel like this is somebody by themselves sitting on the bathroom floor with their head against the bathroom. And I do feel like this feeling of knowing something's coming and this feeling of uncertainty, excitement, but fear. Maybe not understanding exactly what this shift means for you, or if the lesson, maybe we have a tendency to look at others and what they're doing and their role in this, and that we're a victim of that circumstance. And I think somebody was enlightened on some of their own inner-based fears or things that they have held on to, certain triggers. I feel like sometimes we can be tricksters to our own selves. That we do have a pretty unconscious shadow side, and we have an ability to, we're energetic beings. We can tap into anything around us. Some of us just aren't consciously aware of our abilities. We are supernatural, super metaphysical beings, and I know a lot of us are searching for our purpose and trying to find out where we fit in, what our gifts are, how we can contribute to ourselves and that of others. But I think when we start to do that, you know, there's always shadow work to be done. And I think that there's specific people at this time that are going to show you what you need to work on within yourself to be aware of. As ancestral lineages. And sometimes, you know, I'm feeling called to pull this out, number 35. And I've already pulled out a 35. That's an 88. I feel like there's been this ongoing cycle within your family lineage that whether it is specific choices, addictions, closed off heart, money issues, that you're really seeking within and trying to find. You know that this is here. You know that there is you've observed it. You know through what you've seen within your own family lineage in this lifetime, and that maybe some of you have had the ability of family that tells secrets about old Aunt Beulah, you know, that was cooked like a cooked like so amazing, but had the mouth of a sailor and couldn't keep a man to save her life. You know, that just wouldn't be allow anybody to attach to them or to have any interpersonal relationships whatsoever. It was more of a, you know, I could just see somebody spitting tobacco. You know, that those people in our family ancestry actually do, because we whether we incarnate with them before or not in that family DNA, we incarnated now. So our DNA is a composition of those similar attributes. And whether we like to believe it or not, those attributes are seated within us. So we are at a time and space with the 999 that we're starting to comprehend and to, I'm seeing somebody do a layout or like a graph or a chart and to realize like where does this come in at? And especially with the money and the green in this, like the heart chakra, I see as somebody's like holding up a barbell kind of and weighing out what these things are. I feel like for some there's 3 ancestors within this DNA line, this ancestral lineage, that have laid a foundation. And I also feel like it only took one to really take it off course. If that one has a few kids and those kids end up being very destructive, lack self-love, fall into addictions, or just don't simply choose a darker path and don't lead a healthy long life. John Deere green's going by right now and we're back on the green again. That those kids that are left behind, the other people are to incarnate through them, right? If they do have children. That for some reason this is important. I feel like we're looking within the DNA. Maybe somebody is an Akashic reader or somebody is thinking about having their Akashic records read. For some of you, I want to tell you be careful with that for some reason. There's a need for protection because that is a perfect time for you. There is low vibrational deities. I told you, I feel like sometimes, see how this family tree is like trapped in this bubble? It could represent protection, but the fact that those messages are stuck within there, it's like, and it's at the top of the tree. I feel like that the messages that you're trying to send out, I feel like things are getting misinterpreted, misunderstood, or the way, because when you speak in whatever language that you speak in, you're not being able, a light language, that's my own sacred language. It's not interpretable. Nobody can interpret it. There are some that can interpret light languages, but it's my own sacred prayer language to the heavenly realms. It's something that I had in a past life. It's something that I unlocked within my DNA. But I feel like be careful where and what and who you're talking to and what messages that you're giving out. Because I do feel like some recognize your destiny, that some do recognize where you're supposed to be led, you know, and that they probably see you, you know, I get told a lot, you know, you always look at love and light, and sometimes I do choose to focus on that so much because it is a lot easier for me to stay on a healing path than to look at destruction, because there is a very warrior side of me. Being a veteran and being just raised the way I was, I'm a cowgirl. I mean, I was raised in the dirt. I know how to work hard. I know how to fight. I know how to protect myself. I have street smarts. I'm very intuitive. And I have this innate need as a Cancerian. I'm very protective. And especially of others, the underdogs. And I just feel like sometimes when we get on the path of over-verbalizing our path to others, especially those that don't understand, that things are being misinterpreted. And you might not know this, but thoughts are powerful. So if you're telling people things about your life and all they have to do to evil eye is to think, oh, you know, say something negative in their mind. You'll never, or that's ridiculous, or fuck you will. So be careful who you're sharing things with. That's coming through strongly right now. I'm also seeing a green orb in front of me. Maybe somebody else has been seeing a green orb, or that is a confirmation that that's you. Be careful about what you're talking about with other people. Be careful about what you're Googling and looking up in conversations on your phone. That's for somebody else. I had the same, KK says, I had the same conversation with a friend when we tried to see the northern lights on this third night. I told her because our eyes are so limited in the spectrum of light that we can't perceive. It doesn't mean that the energy isn't there. We just can't see it with our limited physical eyes. I love that. And that's exactly what I'm saying, in good and bad. I feel like that there is an unseen realm of things that create blockages and stalls, and I feel like you're a very divine being, that you have a very particular and specific path and entanglement with others, that there is unforeseen realm is like seeing your electromagnetic field going off like a beacon. And they know your soul growth. They know your intentions, right? When you protect your energy and you stay within, which is hard sometimes because it's lonely, it's a lot safer to be able to protect your energy. Wait till your manifestation comes through to be able to elaborate on these things with others. I'm hearing guard your heart, right? We don't want to close the heart chakra, but we also want to have a great deal of discernment. If you feel like you are in a good mood and then like bipolar almost, and I'm not saying that in any derogatory way to anybody that has bipolar, I believe that that is just a huge play in energies that can fuck with our minds. I don't think that, you know what I mean? So don't get pissed off that I said that. You know, I've already lost 3 subscribers because I talked about specific, you know, tarot reading in individuals, you know, those ones that, you know, are intuitive and that get on and work the system for the dollar. So we've got good and light and all. So, and if I offend you, then maybe you should find a different channel and I'm not your reader. If you're willing to stick with the truth, and, you know, it's my truth. It doesn't have to be your truth, but it's mine, and this is my channel. So if you choose to leave my channel, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. But also, with that being said, is I do speak a lot of truths on here, and sometimes some truths are hard for people to hear, especially if, you know, if it's causing you to unsubscribe because of that, then there's probably something in there that you need to look at if that is something that affected you on a certain level. It is what it is. And I feel like that could be important for others too. If people want to walk out of your life, if people don't want to be by your side or at least try to support you, or understand that where you come from, they don't have to understand. But if they're going to be loving and supportive, they might not understand it, but I'm here for you. Those are the people that you want in your life. And I feel like if you're somebody that's losing a bunch of people at this point, and they just walk away after everything that you've done, know that it is what it is. Respect the dead. Keep moving, because they're not meant to be there. Some people are like a dead weight, like a freaking house arrest ankle bracelet with a big ball on the end. You can't run, you can't astral travel, you can't go do nothing. You're so grounded, you know what I mean? So maybe I'm talking to somebody that has been surrounded by people that have zero creativity or an ability to maybe might not ever grow in the spiritual realm or an awakening of universal consciousness, and might not ever become aware of the attack spiritually that we are under. This world has been under spiritual attack since the beginning of time. It's been vied for by, there is a lot of lower vibrational deities and entities out there. There is a mass corruption that tries to, we should have ascended past this point by now, right? We should have had a bigger ascension process since the 1700s to now. I mean, we've made leaps and bounds in some areas, but there's some areas, politics. Let's look at the politics. It's a great divide. It's a distraction. We all should know how to police ourselves and how to create a beneficial ecosystem for all of us. To be mindful. Why are we not teaching mindfulness in school? Why are we not teaching our children horticulture and how to grow plants and food and etiquette and self-respect and how to properly take care of your spiritual self, what we eat? You have health class, but we don't touch so much on those, right? But we'll go into trigonometry and a whole bunch of crazy ass stuff that I believe. How many times are we going to rewrite the history books or change up the agenda of what we teach in history to our children? That's why do you think that everything has gone digital? Because soon there will be no photo albums. You know, think about in 100 years from now, how much, we'll just throw that shit out, you know, out with the old, in with the new. When I was a kid, the coolest thing that we had was the camera that printed out and you shook it. I mean, and that was cool. I mean, because that was advanced and pictures were everything. Now, you literally, everything's on your phone. You have to go to Walmart to print it off, or you can send it off to somebody else, and then they send you your pictures back. I mean, pretty soon there will be no proof of shit, right? Because it'll all be getting deleted off the internet. Anything that wants to be hidden, because it can be encrypted, right? You can encrypt certain conversations and certain things, and those of us that are esoteric and are able to decode certain things in old texts. I have books back here on my bookshelf that are from the early 1800s, 1900s. Those are some books that somebody took to the library and I bought for 50 cents to $1 each. These are books on Christianity, masonry, building, mathematics, the English arts. There is a lot has changed even since then. The text, the context, the delivery on it. This world, what I'm talking about is there is a ploy. There is some massive energies that are trying to destruct those solid foundations that are built, that are trying to erase certain aspects of history and time. I channeled JFK and Jr. right after that, which actually I wasn't even thinking JFK Jr. The channel mark was Mark Jacob John Jr. JFK, and a gust of wind. Missing. Where did they really go? Where did they go? Look at all of these people that have ended up missing. Kanye West is one of them, right? And he even said prior to going missing, if I come up missing, just know that if you see me again, he was gone for 2 months. Came back, looks different. I mean, yeah, people think he's fucking batshit crazy. I think he's super awakened. I think that he knows way too much. I believe that he was cloned. Where he really is, I don't know. JFK, I've watched that over and over and over. Like, I could go into politics, but I ain't trying to start no ish on here, because what I'm talking about is Trump. Trump might be a lot of things, but he's a very intelligent, wise man. When you get into the White House, there is a lot of secrets that you do get to know, right? Notice Biden can walk, you know, he's very old. He doesn't make sense much of the time, but yet they never asked him, like they did for Trump, a physical. They were doing anything they could to get him out of office. Regardless of the agenda of what was projected, he had money. He knows things. He knows what's under Antarctica in Iceland. He knows what's in those no-fly zones. He knows the aerial viewers. He knows what the CIA, he knows what these guys are doing. He knows about, it actually was called the Men in Black. They would just basically go out and literally take people out and erase their minds and shit. Like, there's some really deep, heavy stuff that has happened here. And I think that maybe this message might not be for a lot of you, and if it's not, it is different, but it's something that does need to come out and that we need to be consciously aware of, because we are battling an unforeseen realm. And there is good. There is a lot of good, but I think for us to be able to have a good deal of discernment, it's also for us to be able to understand that it isn't always love and light, that sometimes we do have to be the warriors and warrioresses. Sometimes we have to be able to tell be able to spiritually protect ourselves and realize when we're under spiritual attacks, whether it's through our dreams, people that pass us by at a store. We might be, oh, it's just getting bread. You don't know that. You don't know who the hell in the cars that follow you. There'll be nobody, and then you'll have 3 cars behind you. Or, you get this eerie, weird feeling about somebody at the gas station that, pulls up and doesn't even pump gas and stares at you. And then when you leave, they leave too, follow you tail you for a corner, and then the next thing you know, he turns off, and then another car tails you for another few. And it's like you're not being left alone. For somebody might be being gang stalked at this point. That energy really took a heavy turn right there. I made these decks, and the top of this one says Secret Society Needs Rebuilding. We were talking about erasing history. I feel like sometimes that there is a need for, like if they could just, and I think slowly what the system's doing is erasing our memory. Look at all the dementia. Look at all the cancer and the sickness through the pesticides that they spray and through all of the fertilizations. And I think that they're light codes and upgrades to the DNA. I think that they're trying to stall and stop the ascension process of divine beings. I think that some of you may travel on extraterrestrial ships in your dreams. Maybe you're not consciously aware of it. That might sound a little cuckoo, but let's keep it real. If we stay asleep and we don't wake up to the realities, maybe you don't see them, maybe you don't understand them, but these are definitely things that are going on, whether we're recognizing them or not. The falsities of the COVID-19, to be able to spread a sickness that fast, create a big distraction with toilet paper, and to smuggle hundreds and thousands of children to underground tunnels in the middle of New York due to creating a curfew, and anybody who's out goes to jail. Imprisonment. You're getting imprisoned, right? To infringe upon our free will and our own constitutional rights through a man-made sickness, and then to come up with a shot and a cure, a bioweapon, to be able to cure it. That's the fastest, what do I want to say it, vaccination or vaccine that they have come up with for something so drastic. You know what I mean? And I feel like some of those people that did pass away and that got sick, I feel like a lot of those people were being spiritually attacked. I feel like that there was underhanded people working within the nurses and within the hospital systems, and that I'm seeing there are none like you. Your soul is beautiful, and I feel like there was a lot of people that were underhandedly given the wrong medicine, cut off oxygen supply. I think that there was a lot of, I'm hearing trigonometry again, but they're showing me like playing games with hospital beds, and I feel like these are people that have an ability to walk in as souls onto other people and to be able to do some underhanded things. A lot of it was old people and younger people, but there was people that were perfectly healthy. And if you really look at the mass of people that ended up getting sick and passing away, and if you were somebody that lost somebody during COVID, my condolences to you. I'm not being lighthearted about this. I'm just channeling what I'm getting. I believe that they had a big drive in life. If you notice, it really wasn't anybody who just wasn't doing something with their life. It was people that were extremely loving and compassionate, wise souls, people that held a solid foundation for a lot of people, or was in a dynamic that it would stifle and disrupt a household where there's younger souls in there, that person was to play a specific part in their life and their future. So I really, when we're talking about this trickster energy, I really just want to point that out to you guys and just bring that out. Is there anything else we want to talk about on this, Holy Spirit? Ancient wisdom, Akashic records. Observe. Notice all the noteworthy things in your relationships. Noteworthy. Observing. Maybe in these relationships, like really, it was somebody that would have given you notes on this ancient wisdom, on this ancestry. We were talking about erasing history. Maybe this was somebody that held the keys and the secrets to the family. Akashic records also goes back. Akashic record is stored within our DNA cellular system. I feel like some of those activation codes would have actually came from this person. I don't know why I'm still on this subject. It feels very important for some reason for me to be talking about this. I feel this deeply. When you said those names, the song started to play in my head. John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith. Who was John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith? I get songs like that and my music just cut out again. And it is 6:33. 6:33 is an important number for somebody. A rhyme, a riddle. Maybe somebody's receiving esoteric information through rhymes and riddles. Maybe, you know, like those lullabies and stuff that we sing our kids, like the merry-go-round song. Like, there's some weird shit that we actually sing our kids. I'm like, why the fuck am I singing London Bridges We All Go Down? Like, there's some, if you really realize, I think there is a lot of esoteric hidden information and wisdom, ancient wisdom, hidden within certain texts. When we're trying to put everything on the internet system, I feel like it's viable to being disrupted and manipulated. There are none like you. Your soul is beautiful. I feel like somebody's passed on loved one is coming in and saying, yes, you have this ancient wisdom and knowledge. If this is resonating with you, you are at the end of the cycle of discovering certain things within certain, God, what is the word that they're saying? I can barely hear it. It starts with a T. A trilogy. Thank you. This trilogy. A trilogy is an onset, a sequence of things, right? Is a trilogy a sequence of things, or is it something that happens in threes? What is a trilogy? An ongoing? Can somebody put that in the comments? What is a trilogy, and look up the definition of it? Thanks, Wade, for letting me know. I don't know why my internet went out here. That's really weird because my phone's on actual data. Alright, here we go. There's none like you. You hold ancient wisdom and knowledge. You're about to see some things that would scare most people, and I feel like I need to take this one too. Tarot reader has answers. You will be guided by the divine to know, and that knocked over learning lessons. Money thief, jobless, jail time coming. Maybe we're talking about false imprisonments, getting held back and being in prison. I feel like there's a secret society, and I think like some of this wisdom is trying to be hidden from you. If you only could observe, like while you're talking about the distractions and the wind, and like I see these gusts of wind, and like even you forgetting about what you were gonna say at that time. At that time, 636, 636. That's a 6 when you add it up. Money and jobless. I feel a thief. They came like the thief in the night. Any other messages out of this deck? Because I feel like I want to switch to the other one. Molecular cell regeneration, stem cells. Remember earlier I was talking about stealing somebody's destiny. Stem cells. I feel like some of these people that have gone missing, you know, I'm seeing like Operation Room, like stealing certain, like what do they call them? Organ donors. Taking certain attributes or genetic pieces, coding something together. Encrypting certain information. Maybe you've had a massive surgery. Oh my gosh, and that just flew all over the deck. We're talking about chaos, right? That left 2 cards on the table, which was letting go and opportunities. An opportunity to let go. For all of a sudden, like I feel like I don't know where I want to put my cards. My cards are all over the floor. And that's what I'm talking about. Like I feel like there's things that I'm trying to talk about, but I'm having a hard time speaking about it for some reason. Must be quick to move out of your comfort zone. Huh? We're talking about being in a comfort zone. Get ready, good luck and opportunities to come your way. I think we're going to uncover some secrets within your family line and within the growth that you had. And I feel like some of this information is definitely going to be coming from your guides through your dreams. I also want to tell you, be wary of your dreams, because I feel like for some of you that your dreams have been a little chaotic. And I just want to tell you, like, if you're having these dreams, just be aware that this energy system could possibly hit your family too, right? Because you're a spiritual warrior, you're awake, but just know that you are protected and that you are being guided. And if you listen to yourself and really start to get serious about meditating, get serious about spending at least 3 minutes to 5 minutes a day with nothing on, just your thoughts. Get a pen and paper and write down what comes through. Make a habit of it. Make a habit of spending time with yourself. That way you can know your inner truth. And my phone's cutting out again, so I wouldn't be surprised if my video doesn't start buffering. It's like all of these disruptions and keep happening. It's so weird because do you guys ever go through like a drive-through and see somebody and you're like, man, doesn't that person look like the way they move, the way they talk, like thanks, Wade, for letting me know. A trilogy is something that happens in a group or sequence of 3, seeing the patterns. Thank you, KK. Okay. So, sorry if I'm on my regular internet for in here for my phone that's recording, and my laptop I'm on my house Wi-Fi, so my phone that's playing the background music is also on house Wi-Fi, but like I said, I've got a boatload of teenagers that are probably in there trying to play Call of Duty and, oh my god, swipe on TikTok. A trilogy. A sequence and a series of things. We talked about things to come. What else do we want to talk about on this energy? Holy Spirits, holy angels for the highest good of all. Helping others has a huge role in your life path. Number 9. We pulled 999 and we got 3636. We just talked about life path number 9. Add up the numbers in your birthday and see what the total of your numbers add up to. If it is anything over 9, for those of you that are new, I had to learn this. I actually learned this through YouTube because I didn't know anything about spiritual awakening. A lot of my awakening happened through YouTube videos and stuff. So because I don't have a family that is into spirituality like I am, so, and I really didn't have any gurus at that time or spiritual leaders. So a lot of the stuff, the wisdom that I have is self-taught and learning how to tap into my guides and open up my mind and be able to channel messages. So helping others has a huge role in your life. Life path number 9. I want you to look at that. Part of that is you have life path 1 through 9, and then you have 22, 33, 44. I've met 2 33s in my lives and 2 22s. And it seems like that master number always has a harder life path to and obstacles to overcome. I know 8s have a life path that has to do with money and abundance in that area. It'll kind of just show you what you're more centered to have troubles with. 9s have a lot of problems within their family or their home, feeling like an outcast. Will have a lot of family problems at a young age, or you could have a good home life for some. A lot of it is like telling small little white lies when you're young and kind of really getting out of your ego addictions. And then I'm also a life path number 9. And then the healing attributes of that is a highly spiritual number. So a lot of the life path number 9s have a big calling to help other people out. Most likely you always stood up for the underdog in life. There's a lot to learn about ourselves spiritually through life path numbers, soul urge numbers, soul expression numbers. if you're interested in any of this, which I'm channeling it for a reason, you might write this down and take care of looking them up and seeing what a soul expression number is and how do you find it within your birth date, your name, using the Pythagorean Pythagorean alphabet, which each letter represents a number. Really start looking into certain things because it might help you understand certain attributes of yourself, right? Because even our name when our parents name us, that actually helps determine our destiny here. Our names have a significance because they have numbers and letters. It's really interesting. So if you're going through a big shift right now, I just want to tell you that you do have limitless potential so long as you continue to seek. Don't be oblivious to the things that are going on around you. Molecular cell regeneration. I feel like if somebody is sick, that right now with your thoughts and your feelings, that you either going to walk into a healer or find a Reiki master, somebody that is a light weaver, somebody that is very talented and gifted. And I also feel like somebody might encounter somebody else that actually might hug you, touch you, shake your hand. And I feel like that it's actually going to be a spirit guide or an ascended master literally in that physical form that is going to heal you. I do not feel like it is the end of your time. I do not feel like your mission is over. I feel like you have a lot of big things to do, and I feel like you're going to get some extra help in a very magical way. So if you've gotten bad news back on a scan or some sort of autopsy, they're showing me right now, like grabbing something out, look for first a false negative, false positive, because I feel like that is somebody's story. I'm seeing something with like ovarian cysts that are being told that are cancers that are actually benign. And I feel like if somebody's having a hard time conceiving out there, then I feel like that it's in divine timing. I don't feel like you're infertile. I feel like it's waiting for a specific energy shift for this spirit baby to come through. And then that also that this child that is going to come through has a very big calling. And I feel like this is a very advanced soul that is here to seed help you grow. Literally, as you carry this child, I feel like you're going to heal for those of you that are pregnant. And I feel like this baby is going to break a lot of things. We're talking about molecular cell regeneration. I feel like it's going to heal something within your own body and activate certain codes that it's going to release, and you're going to have spiritual activation through these. Or you could even be by somebody that is pregnant and they are exuding this certain energy from being pregnant with this child. That is for somebody. State of dystopia, injustice and suffering. Number 321, a decline in numbers. I wanted to set that on the money thief and jobless. Maybe somebody has felt like they've gotten short-handed at their job or have been stiffed or not heard out. I feel like maybe somebody has gotten written up and or you had gone to jail and lost your job. I feel like that it's for a reason for you to do some inner healing, that your finances will be dealt with, that you are going to be taken care of, and that certain people are going to come into your life. I feel like there's a better job for you, and it's time for you to make a shift because you won't do it on your own. Times are probably really hard for you, but like I said earlier, the harder it gets, it's challenging. That means you're experiencing growth, so long as you allow yourself to grow, okay? And not everything that is hard and challenging that happens for you is evil or lower vibrational energies. I'm not saying that at all. So please use discernment when you're listening to this message. I feel like a lot of us are being guided, but I feel like we really have to do this inner journey and really go within. And I feel like there's lots of avenues to that. Maybe right when we thought we finished a certain part and we get to the middle, we realize that we need to branch out and maybe go in deeper into this lineage of ours and heal some more things. And I don't know why that is coming out so prevalent, but it is. So that is for somebody. So know that every time you get struck with something, it is an opportunity for growth, and it's how you get wiser, and it's how you're going to become a lot more on your toes and be able to fight back in the spirit, right? Grow a strong spirit. Any other messages for the collective? Not all suffering is bad suffering, okay? Yes, it sucks because our physical psyche gets stifled and we emotionally hit a totality of the circumstances, but it's not here to destroy us. Boy, these cards are wanting to talk, but they're just not coming all the way out. Sacred Universal Prayer, number 55. I feel like somebody is going to wake up and activate and actually receive their prayer language, a light language, or that somebody is interested in light language and the healing modalities of what they do. I'm hearing Octarian and Lemurian. I'm also hearing Lyra. Speak up to the universe, number 27. I feel like the more that somebody needs to pray, somebody needs to get out of their head and stop constantly repeating these thoughts and actually speak out. Ask the universe. It doesn't understand specific words as much as it does a frequency. So if you're passionate about something, get out or get where you can actually cry if you need to. Feel a feeling of gratitude. I see somebody having so much gratitude, like something so good's happening to them that they're actually crying, like they're feeling chains being broken away off of family members, off of their self, getting this job, being able to ascend and finding wisdom, finding an old photo album, understanding and realizing certain things about what's going on within their life. I just seen check the time, number 7, and on my clock it is 11:11 on my live feed. Number 7 is also a highly spiritual number. I feel like somebody is also a star seed, I wanted to say, and somebody is a life path number 7, born in July or born on the 7th 7th number of the alphabet. C, D, E, F, G, G. Maybe your name is George, Georgina, and Greg. I'm hearing Gregory. Gina. I heard Gus and Gumphrey. Maybe that is an ancestor that's coming through. Gloria. Oh, Gloria. Release so that you can take on the new. Number 999. The 9s are very important for somebody. Pay attention where you're seeing that. On the wind in 999. Well, I feel like for this person that I'm speaking to, that when you see 99 and you experience gusts of wind like that, you really need to pay attention to your thoughts and who's around you or what you're thinking. Somebody else needs to get a dream journal and set it by your bed. Your dreams are very prevalent. Even as crazy as they seem, just write down what you can. I know it's hard to go back to sleep. I just seen 2 birds fly out of the corner of my eye, which is my number for confirmation. That's confirmation for somebody. You need to write down what you're dreaming. Specific, if you're getting numbers in your dreams, license plate, signpost, a waist size. Also, I'm being told to tell somebody, if you're being served food in your dream, don't eat it. Don't be eating the food in your dream, okay? Don't be accepting things. A lot of spiritual attacks happen in the dream state. So if you're not prepared or you're not familiar with how to navigate through the astral realm, maybe try looking that up. If you are trying to astral travel, you really need to ground yourself. And I feel like somebody is trying to go to specific realms and retrieve certain trinkets or things that are yours. I feel like if you're a star seed or work with a specific council of light, that you are going to be receiving what's rightfully yours, things in a past life that you have left somewhere. It's time to find, and it's time for you to activate certain things, because I feel like there's certain codes encoded within this. You are under tremendous competitive pressure to compete. I dropped that on the pyramid. Maybe somebody's competing to get to a certain place or time, at a certain place or time, illuminating faults and glitches in the matrix system. I feel like somebody's trying to rewrite time or history or a piece of history or a specific event, or trying to change something for the next lifetime. Somebody is outsmarting the system or has found a loophole. I have 7 viewers in here. They're showing me the card 7. Check the time. 6:52. It just changed to 6:53. 68. Maybe somebody is born on June 8th. On the 6th. or on the 8th. I'm also seeing 808. Maybe you're born August 8th. Semicolon. Excuse me. Balance, self-love, and wisdom. Balance, self-love, and wisdom. I feel like somebody's getting a tattoo. Somebody is watching over you. Number 12, 21, 21, 12. 2112. Maybe as I'm saying this, somebody else at a specific time has their phone on military time is actually going to see that number, or it's somebody's birthday. Illuminating faults and glitches in the matrix. Working with the unseen realm. That's what I'm talking about. I put that on release so you can make room for the new. Working with the unseen realm. Tarot reader has an answer. You will be guided by the divine to know. It's a metamorphosis. Observance of speaking up. Maybe somebody's born in 1964. I feel I need to pull from the back. Alignment. Follow your heart. Number 222. Okay. I think somebody's being told that's a bunch of nonsense. I feel like somebody's getting dismissed or belittled. If that's you, I'm just letting you know that those people are just haters, and all they want to do is, they might not understand what you're doing, but stay on your path. Be self-aware. Be guided by yourself. You don't need anybody else outside of yourself. What's in here, you can be your own best friend. Portuguese pepper, yeah. When you don't have spiritual, she says, me too, I used to use YouTube and Google. And that is how a lot of people, but that's also, that's how we start to awaken up to certain things. But with that being said, like my guides are showing me, also be careful of what you're watching, you know what I mean? Because like I don't know, because I go to my specific Reiki healer. She's actually a light weaver, and I work within her because there are some people that can do energy work on you and that can actually try to, I'm hearing soul swap, steal your destiny, create blockages. They can unlock and lock a lot of things for you and actually harvest energy off of you. So I'm just feeling really guided to tell somebody that if you're looking into getting spiritual work done, talk with your guides and meditate upon it, and really ask your guides. If you need to make yes and no cards, like fucking 30 of them that say yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, and shuffle them and pull one out, listen to yourself. Your higher self already knows what card's going to come out before we do down here, right? Everything goes to the spiritual realm before it comes from the physical. I'm feeling guided to pull the Starseed deck. I feel like I have a lot of beautiful starseeds on here. I feel like I have a collective of supernatural, enlightened beings. I feel like I have a lot of groundbreakers, a lot of magnificent souls that have been through the most, and that have a pretty hard life path and have had a lot of trials and tribulations for what you've gone through. I'm being told to tell you there's never been a moment that you haven't been being guided. And even if your subconscious and fear-based self is making choices and decisions, that know that no matter what choice you make is actually, it make your path deteriorate a little bit longer or change some attributes within your timeline and the space at which you're going to get there. But that's for your soul to learn certain lessons. So please know that it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just that your soul has an alternative path. We have different paths, A, B, and C. And that right now, if you really would sit with your higher self, you would get some more conscious awareness on making specific decisions that could alter a specific path in your life. So if that resonates with you, it's time to go within, and it's time to focus on for the highest good of all, okay? I know we get tired of being stuck and being broke and sick, or not being able to make ends meet, or having a vehicle. I feel like somebody has a vehicle that doesn't run well, and I feel like if you sat down and manifested for the higher good of all, it doesn't have to be a new car. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe an old lady's car that sat in her garage and something that is a certain price range, something that you can afford. Maybe to say $1,000 is what I can put towards this. And I feel like it's going to happen for you. Set a price and to say for the highest good of all, so I can get to work, so that I can be a spiritual leader. So whatever you're doing in the workplace, I feel like you guys have a big calling, that you're illuminating things for others, and that you're a piece of enlightenment for them. And that a lot of you are teachers and you're wise. And when you get on YouTube at night after work, that you are learning and growing and you're taking things in. And I feel like that the things that you're unlocking within your mind is actually helping you to ascend, to be able to be put in a specific spot. 1:20 on the clock as I say that. Star seeds for the highest good of all messages. Illuminating faults and glitches in the matrix system. Man, I know you're wanting to come out. Earth pulsing, pulse of mother, slow down time in nature. I feel like somebody's actually even has an ability to slow down time. To slow down time. Inner earth, you'll survive this. New solutions and beginnings. I heard at the core of the earth. I'm also, when I'm looking into this card, it's making me think of the Bermuda Triangle, where things disappear. An extremely high electromagnetic field, like something very strong. I heard at the drop of a hat. It's really interesting. On the very top of this card, and I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but it's snowy mountains in the back, right? And then as soon as you hit this top layer, it goes down into lush green bloom. I feel like there's something hidden under the ice. I feel like some of you may aerial view and look into certain things. I think you're uncovering secrets. I think some of you have been aerial viewing or astro traveling to specific parts within our realm and are trying to travel and uncover certain things that are going on, or watching and observing things, like either through Area 51, Antarctica, Greenland, Iceland. A lot of it has to do with the North Pole. And then I'm seeing the south down here with penguins. Penguins represent the ice. I feel like the ice is going to be melting. Oh my gosh. And then right under that we have the east. But I feel like that's a deterrent from actually speaking about the south and the north. I felt that trickster energy right now when I did that. You are under tremendous competitive pressure. There's no one like you. You are specifically built for this task. I'm not going to take 3 cards. I want 1 card, please. Ice caves. Ice cave could be important. I feel like crystal caves, crystal cove. The void came out again. That was one of the ones that came out. Stop and embrace winter. The great cosmic womb. Embracing winter. Maybe on the other side of the world from where I'm at in the United States, maybe it's becoming fall, right? Or it's winter for somebody right now. I heard take a closer look and observe. I feel like you're missing something that's right in front of you. We've got new earth, inner earth, and middle earth. That's what's making me feel like somebody's literally traveling interdimensionally. Maybe somebody knows what their interdimensional self actually looks like on different realms, right? Because there is the Fae, there is phoenixes, there is reptilians, there is a whole bunch of different types of beings and entities. And just on this earth plane are we what we are right now. So I feel like a lot of us actually have a lot of different attributes, and some of those attributes are getting grounded here. I'm itching for some reason, and on this finger I actually have like a little alien beaming somebody up. So I feel like somebody is going on ships, and number 8 could be important. 124. I don't know why I'm picking this deck up again. You are under tremendous pressure. Maybe somebody is going on these ships and is like ascension symptoms is what I'm hearing. Somebody I really feel like does a lot of traveling. Discernment. Using discernment. What is in the back of that? More water. Maybe this calls for some solitude to really shift through some of the emotions that you're having at this time. I think some of the things that you have been seeing are very scary in some aspects, and maybe because they don't make sense to the linear brain yet, and if you're being met with fear, that maybe it's time for you to ground yourself and really ask guides to go to these different realms with you. Okay. What I want to do right now is I'm going to put some of these cards away because I kind of want to touch down on a little bit of a different message. Because I want to talk about, for those of you that are going through an ascension right now, and kind of we want to talk about this matrix. I want to pull a card on that and this system that we're living in, and the corruption. I want to pull a card on that and see where the energy is with that. I do feel like I need to keep out the 333 and the 999, and I want to keep out this trickster energy, and then and just kind of talk about a few things here. Maybe somebody else is having a need to clear their space out and to minimize a few things. Others of you, I feel like there's people right now that are trying to minimize and mislabel certain things that you're saying, or to discredit certain attributes of yourself. I feel like some of you are really onto something. Just a second, that sun's right in my eyes. That's better. Okay. I'm actually going to put that back in the deck. This inner world. Discernment. I feel like that needs to stay out. New beginnings in the inner journey. Holy Spirit, holy angels, I call on you for guidance. Divine masters and the divine master within, I call on you to reveal to me the things that I need to know most for the highest good of all, and that you would activate my remembrance of those things and unlock this ancient and wisdom knowledge that I hold within to be able to share and bestow onto others who are willing and on the timeline meant to hear and to listen. Tell me about the collective energy without 18 cards. One card, please. My hands are sweaty. Tell me about the collective energy, please. What is this collective energy that we are currently in? The conch shell. A calling. Calling. Put that under 333, that you're being supported on this calling. Give me a message for this 999, please. This lessons learned. Medicine mask. Authenticity. Finding your authentic true self through these lessons. The wind just picked up. I have this really cool rock. I love it. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it is heavy, and it kind of reminds me of a spaceship for some reason, but I like that. And then I got this one from a really cool friend, and unfortunately I would have to Google it to see exactly what it is, but this friend is the one that I had a telepathic communication with, and I don't think that he found this anywhere here on Earth, to be quite honest. I do feel like it came from another continent that is not here. Let's talk about crystals. Should be important for somebody. Using crystals to retrieve and unlock specific messages and encoded, encrypted information. the discernment, please. Collective energy. Two cards, prayer, hope, and the cave of retreat. Oh crap. Sorry guys, my phone totally just ate shit off my table. Sorry. Man, I'll tell you what. There's been a lot of distractions in here. Divine Masters. The universe is within you. Your prayers are being heard. I think some of you have a calling to be a prayer warrior, or you are very strong with your prayers and manifestation abilities. The medicine mask, being authentic within that, the medicine mask. Using discernment, going within, like I see this cave and somebody traveling. I feel like there's a frequency. This is underground. Maybe somebody's traveling to this underground realm or place. Yeah, sorry about my camera falling off, guys. That was pretty crazy. Can we talk about this calling? Holy Spirit, holy angels. Tell me about this calling. Illuminating faults and glitches in the matrix system, and that's really interesting that my camera would fall off there and glitch out like that. 1:31 is on the clock. The Page of Cups. I think that there's an incessant need to observe the gift that you're being given. I feel like that this is something that is specifically and only for you. I feel like to be able to go and retrieve this specific treasure, you've had to be far, far away from home and everything that you've known or have been taught or have felt. Simply solo. I do feel like maybe somebody actually does, part of your calling is to receive messages from birds and actually talk to, maybe somebody does have a gift to talk to birds. Maybe somebody has a whistle and birds come. I know that is a very unique gift. I feel like you have definitely been having to make some decisions within your life and no longer feeling like you need to balance everything at once, that the waters have really calmed down, and that maybe you've been able to make a little bit more time for leisure and creativity, and that is a very, I feel like you've spent a lot of time trying to catch yourself enough grounding to be able to ground yourself enough to be able to create these changes. Maybe somebody works on a boat, or maybe somebody is on a cruise ship or going on a cruise ship and needs to make a decision about that. I feel like that there is something about your calling, if that resonates for you, that has to do with that. I also feel like somebody has a child that's probably a teenager or adolescence that is also receiving some sort of a spiritual gift, and it may shock and surprise you. I heard something about loot. Let's talk about this prayer and hope, these lessons learned. I feel like this is something that you've come into ready for battle and ready to do. I feel like you're very aware of and have great deal of discernment and authenticity when you speak into the spiritual realm and when you're manifesting things. And I feel like you're a person that does consider the higher good of all for a lot of people. Man, it doesn't matter where I go in the shed, it's always hitting off something coming right back in my eyes. Can't escape the sun. I feel like somebody that I'm talking to has also had very vivid past lives in Egypt, and I'm hearing sarcophagus, 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 and I don't know. Is that a tomb or a sarcophagus? I can't exactly make out what they're saying. I'm seeing the beetle. Maybe a beetle might have a significance for this, and maybe in that time, like maybe you were actually a pharaoh, and I'm looking at this authenticity. I don't know. It's giving me like a preserving energy of preserve. Something's been preserved, and I feel like that this is that prayer, and you have an ability to literally speak into the universe. Like you hold a very specific universal look at the entire galaxy is within this person with the arm stretched wide open. And I was just talking about not being able to escape the sun. This is definitely somebody who has a very shamanic does a ritual, somebody who does a certain ritual or is learning a certain ritual and observing that certain things are shifting around them, that this metamorphosis of energy is imbuing within you and all around you. And I feel like you're getting, I don't want to say aggressive, but very confident in what you're doing spiritually. And if not, that this is for somebody that just needs to pick up their courage and ride through even the driest of desert, that know that you are a warrior for the Christ consciousness and that you have an ability to ground these energies here. We talk about grounding these energies. I don't know. It's like you're interpreter between both realms. It's like you're bringing back messages, because we're talking about the shaman, and I don't read reversals. The Nine of Cups. I feel like you're also somebody else that I'm talking to. I think this person is an interpreter. Okay, there's going to be a few messages that are coming through here. I feel like this is somebody that also, this is for somebody. I feel like this is the same person, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Somebody that has a lot of money, and then somebody, it's like somebody that wears two different masks and two different faces. I thought I just seen something in my window right now. It is 7:16. It actually says 6:16 on this clock. Going out and getting what you want. I feel like you know your birthright, and that you're somebody that is abundant and doing a lot of things on your own, that you've spent a lot of time in introspection, being your truest, most authentic self. And I feel like you've done a lot of shadow work. Let's talk about the medicine mask all the way out. Let's talk about this authenticity. 999's lessons learned. The Knight of Cups. I see somebody that also, like both of these, when we look at the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, like I feel like these are, like you compete. You, like, even though if somebody's coming at you guns hot, that you're somebody that is able to stand your ground. Notice the horse only has 1 foot in the water, and the water's still. Like, you stay out of emotions. Like, even though this guy's coming in hot, you still have an ability to stand sturdy. So let's think about what that means in your authenticity. You're very authentic. Maybe you're seeing other people that aren't true and genuine in what they're doing, and you're able to see, like, this guy really reminds me of somebody that sits back and calls the shots, or somebody that does underhanded dealings, has money, and like a hoarder, like somebody that sends out somebody else, like these spiritual attacks on you, and you just stay with your cup of it's like a cup of love, like your divine cup. He's on a dark horse, and you're on this white horse. I feel like if you need to make waves, you will, but I really feel like this is like a shadow aspect, and this could also be for somebody else. This could be two aspects of yourself. Like you have an ability to be very hasty at times, and then very calm and focused. And I think that you're becoming more authentic and transforming. I'm looking at the butterfly with the metamorphosis. Pay attention to the areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation, that you're working on this transformation. Maybe you don't feel feelings, and you're just like barely stepping a foot in there, and you're really not sure, like the most emotions you've ever had, which was in a cup, right? And he's holding it pretty close to his chest. And even your horse is like, I don't know if I even want to take another step into that, because with emotions comes a lot of stuff. So maybe it says areas in your life or personality that are in need of profound change or transformation. You are about to enter a phase of expansion and growth which will highly benefit your life and future. Well, growth and transformation always come through a deep introspection, right? The medicine mask, authenticity, by going within. Maybe you're praying to be able to let go of certain attributes of yourself. I'm seeing the card Upper World right now. I think somebody works with the heavenly realms and the stars. The star systems, TLC, the light system, the Galactic Federation. I feel like you have a lot of options right now if this is you, and you are very spiritually inclined. Maybe you have a lot of attributes about yourself, and you really need to make a decision on where you're headed and what you want things to look like, because I feel like you can either be this person right here who has a lot of money, and it doesn't seem like he's out doing anything for anybody else. I mean, he has a single glass of wine and not sharing resources. Or I actually feel like you're somebody out here who is going to travel and help others, and feel balanced in what you're doing, and make a decision to do something that has to do with the traveling. I feel like somebody also will be experiencing a Kundalini awakening. Clarify the Seven of Cups. The Six of Swords. Maybe taking your family and moving on. Maybe somebody has just passed away, and this is very interesting. The Six of Swords are like almost leading the way away, and it's like two orphan children and a father. So maybe somebody has lost their mom, but when I'm looking at this person, I feel like that person, it's like in spirit. You know what I mean? Maybe you lost your father young. I really feel like that because he's in all black. And you weren't cognizant, or you're not sure where you're going to go from here, because you actually have options. Most of the time the swords are in the boat. Excuse me. And it's like all of those are kind of like guiding the way. I see a little boy and a little girl. So maybe you and your siblings have lost somebody, and it's looking at this options. I don't know. I really feeling like a feeling of something to do with a sibling. Maybe you guys both took different paths, and now you're trying to choose yours. Like maybe this person that passed away or that left out of your life, this masculine figure, or this feminine energy, your mother, maybe she was in a very masculine energy while she was here on earth, because she had to raise you guys alone, or her husband or your father had passed away, and at a young age you had to grow up fast. That's definitely somebody's a confirmation for somebody. And I think now maybe the last thing you really had left was this little brother, or it could be a sister in the boat, and now you guys have both kind of coming to this point where one of you are choosing something completely different, and I feel like somebody's ready to have an awakening, and I feel like somebody else, is just kind of over here. And even at a young age, maybe they were focused on a different energy of money, wealth, and not being very prosperous for the good of all. And I think that maybe even you've fallen on hard times, and you're now you're here choosing your path, or that is something that you've held within, and that's something you're going to have emotional release on or being authentic about. Clarify this options card, the Seven of Cups, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. The Knight of Pentacles. And I feel like when you make this decision that it is a very, very, or has been a very slow process. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck. I really feel like somebody has a decision to make about either having a spiritual, something to do with spiritual awakening and evolving and enlightenment, or somebody that is going to have money and kind of live more and asleep, basically. Maybe somebody doesn't see what they really have in front of them. Not realizing the powers in your prayers, or maybe you don't feel like you can change certain things, that you need to use your discernment and realize that you are a powerful being and that you have the ability to move mountains, is what I'm hearing. That you have all the support that you need. Maybe that you're not observing or noticing that. I don't know why 80 cards want to come out at a time today. Just one card, Holy Spirit, Holy Angels. Merge, powerful combination to achieve excellence. On a side note, I feel like somebody actually found something in a cave and is really found, I don't know if it's crystals, I don't know what it is. It's like an energy source, a portal, or a stargate of some sort. Something buried and hidden. When I say buried, I mean like within this mountain thing. And I'm hearing Utah. Maybe you have a calling or were called to a specific place. I'm looking at this guide like blowing through this shell, and I don't know if you guys can see that. And it's like, and you see the stars all around, and it's like a spirit guide, like you're being supported in this growth, and they're helping you to merge these energies. I really feel like this is very specific for somebody experiencing these very unique things. I don't know what it is about the cave. I feel like it's something in a mountain, moving mountains. Courage and move forward bravely, the cliff of the universe. And power. Believe that you are greater than any obstacle. I had to close my window. I'll close my window just a second. My heathens are out here jumping on the trampoline. Oh my gosh. For the second time. Sorry. My whole setup is like so crazy right now. I'm hearing it's just one of those days. Everything sucks. I want to justify ripping someone's head off. Maybe somebody's been like really frustrated today and been dropping a lot of things, or just lots of chaos. Maybe somebody's really feeling like even wondering if some of the decisions that they're making are actually like their own decisions, you know, really feeling like this powerful, merging with a powerful force. And yeah, this read's it's been all over the place for some reason, and I don't know if that's just the collective energy. I feel really grounded actually, but I've just noticed a lot of things, so I don't know if that is due to outside things happening around you, or if this is, god dang it, something eternal. I think I really need to buy a new camera holder. or if this is something that is internally going on with you. Dang, that light is bright. I've got 3 tiers of windows in here, so the light just keeps on shining. Okay. Believe that you are greater than any obstacle that is coming your way. That we live in a world of fallen angels, and I feel like there is a lot of trapped souls here, and that when we're able to awaken that, we're able to illuminate things for others and to be able to it's like they're showing me like the labyrinth or a maze. Like everything that we're going through is for a reason. And if we could just really tap into ourselves, that we would be able to have this remembrance of truly what we came here for. And that you do have a lot of options in front of you. And that you really need to use discernment when you're making these decisions. Like I said before, some of these decisions are going to prolong the process. And I don't say that to instill fear into any of you. And then for some of you, I really feel like certain things are going to set you ahead. I feel like some of you are going to discover something and really have an emergence of energy and be able to really figure out what this calling is that you have and tap in and listen to your guides. And I feel like some of you are like investigators and investigating certain things within your own realm of things that you're going through. I'm going to pull a Divine Masters card and kind of just see what Divine Masters are working with us through this transitional period. I couldn't help but look at the 999 again, lessons learned. Time for reflection, as it's the mirrors reflecting that light right off of my face. Okay, Divine Masters. What Divine Masters is working with this collective now? I'm going to put those back because I just want one. I just want one Divine Masters card. So I feel like we have enough options as it is. We have enough choices. I just want one card for the collective. Divine Masters, Holy Spirit, Divine Beings, beloved, loved ones. 2 again. Okay, then I'm going to read them both because I guess that's what we're getting. Spiritual force field, protective light is surrounding you. You are safe. And Rumi, mystical knowledge, breaking boundaries, personal experience of God. So let's go with Rumi first. Number 124. Mystical knowledge. Rumi was a 13th century Persian mystic poet. His words, poems, songs have been highly influential over the world, transcending national borders and ethnic divisions, and describing the direct experience of God. Rumi is now acknowledged as the world's most popular poet. What's most magical about the great man is his ability to shed light on moments that can be deeply painful. In these moments, his words and poems can bring real solace. One of his most loved phrases is, "The wound is where the light enters." For it shows that even in our darkest, most wounded moments, God will be there to lead us back to wholeness. Your message from Rumi. It is time to move beyond any limitations of the earthly realm that have been placed or forced upon you. It is time to break free of the constraints of family, politics, religion, and anything else that can be telling you who you are and how you need to be. Your connection to the divine must come first and from a personal experience. Trust that you believe and trust that what you know, for this is the only way to move forward. This isn't saying you should disrespect or throw away what may be in place around you, but see if there's a way for you to authentically express who you are without causing offense. Rumi's light is within you in helping you move beyond any limitations of society and family traditions. Simply remain centered in your heart and let your personal experiences of the divine lead the way. It isn't inauthentic to speak to others in their language or through their wording in order to get your point across. Interesting. What's important is you feel within and the deep knowing that no matter who you are or where you are loved by the power you are loved by the power that created you. I like that. So feeling that choice and talking about, what did he say right there? One of the most loved phrases is, the wound is where the light enters. Portuguese, if you're still on here, that's true. A 3-digit code could definitely be an area code. I guess I've never really thought about that. Okay, the next one is El Mora, spiritual force field. Yeah, and I really apologize, guys, for my camera falling off the table that many times. That's crazy. I guess there is no coincidences, so I really felt like a lot of energies kind of tried to vying for my attention, and like being kind of, I felt really grounded, but I feel like as I continue on the read, my phone's probably gonna die. Yeah, I'm at 5%, so I'll push through this one. El Mora, or simply Mora, is the name that was used to protect the identity of Ranabar Singh, a spiritually aware and connected Sikha man who was born into a powerful family that ruled Kashmir in the Indian subcontinent in the 19th century, and is said to have intervened both spiritually and physically to the top of the British invasion in the region in 1845. The wise soul is now able to help us block and remove any energy that is coming to us that is not serving our connection to God. This wise spiritual guide works closely with the angelic realm and can help us understand if is aligned in goodness and in truth or not. It helps us to connect to our inner teacher and part of ourselves that has never left the heart of the source. Your message. A powerful spiritual force field of light is surrounding you at this time. It is important to let go of any drama or energies that aren't serving you. Remove yourself from situations that are heavy or draining. Retreat from harsh people and places so that you can feel safe and connect with what is important to you and will lead you and help you to ascend in your soul. You are being guided to remember that there is a powerful light within you that has the ability to teach you many lessons. In order to connect with this light, it is important to be able to let down your defense. And Mora and the angels of light are here to help you determine who in your world has your best interest at heart and who has ulterior motives. Trust in what you know, what you feel, and most importantly, what is being revealed to you now. Alright guys, I'm going to sage and get off here because my phone is dying. I feel like for some reason there's like a lot of messages that I had a hard time speaking and didn't want to come out, or like I wasn't able to pull together, even though like I seen them in my mind. It was hard for me to bring them down here. And then like I noticed I started feeling more congested throughout. I feel like a lot of distractions and deterrence through this. Archangel Michael, I call on you. As I leave this channeling with my listeners, I ask to return all of their energy back to them with love and light, and I cut any energetic cords that may have attached themselves to me or to the listeners through any phone portals, portals of the minds, cards, or any low vibrational deities. I also take back my energy with love and light, and I sever all of the cords. I declare, demand, and decree that no weapons that may have tried to form against us will prosper, for we are divine beings of the light, and we are the chosen ones here doing the work. Thank you guys for coming on here. Sorry it was kind of a shit show. I'll try to get back on here tomorrow night or tomorrow evening. I need to do a few more shorts, and kind of help the channel grow and get the channel out there. But I hope you guys found something within this message. And I just want to let you know that I do love and appreciate every one of you for showing up. Check out your life path numbers. Check out your soul urge numbers. Get into some meditation and pray. Make sure that you're cleansing your energy and using salts and sage, and be safe and don't let your mind run wild, and really sit with yourself and find out what options that you can create that are best suit you and everyone for the higher good of all. Let go of those things that are no longer positively serving you, and rule from a place of love for yourself, and know that everything in divine timing is going to come to light. So